Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of BTD5. I'm gonna continue the new series that I have started. That is gonna be a guide for every tower in the game. I'm gonna show you a gameplay and I'm gonna discuss the upgrades, the paths, what is better in what situation and so on. So the tower that I'm gonna analyze today is gonna be Tack shooters. But first of all, I'm gonna go here to tower information. Therefore, you guys can see all the upgrades all together, and I'm gonna give some insight about them. So, talking about the first upgrade, the first path here says shoot stacks faster, shoot stacks faster. So just attack speed. Second upgrade, shoot stacks even faster, even more attack speed. Third upgrade, sprays out 16 tacks instead of 8. So yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna explain to you later on when you're gonna be seeing Tack shooters how these work. And then the last upgrade for the first path is gonna be Ring of Fire, so a Ring of Flame instead of tacks. And this is very important because this upgrade is gonna give the Tack shooter the ability to pop lead layers, okay, so to pop lead balloons, and yeah, so remember that. Instead, going through the second path, the first upgrade is just increases the range. The second one, the range again. The third upgrade is gonna be blade shooter, so shoots out big razor sharp blades. The only difference between blades and tacks is gonna be that the blades are bigger, so they're gonna hit more balloons, and yeah, that's really the difference. And then the last upgrade for the second path is gonna be, as always, an activated ability, and it says cover the area in a storm of blades. And I'm gonna just show you here in the gameplay how it works. So yeah, let's go again here in medium on Monkey Lane, and let's see the tower itself, how it is, the price, and let's start discussing the pros and the cons of it. So the Tack shooter, as you see here, first thing is the range. The range is very little, and the other thing that you're gonna probably see first is that these little hats that are around the Tack shooter is where the tacks are gonna get shoot. So the Tack shooter really excels in being placed in U-turns, so in places like this one here, or like this one, or more general in corners, so 90 degrees corners like this one, or here, or also here, you know. If you increase a bit of the range, still you can still pop the balloons in an area. Tack shooters, I don't really recommend to use them like in a straight line like this, like here, or like here, because it's going to be very bad. And just talking about the price here, comparing with the Dark Monkey, as you see, Tack shooter 0-0 cost 160 cash more, and so that's one thing you have to remember. You can almost place 2 Dark Monkeys for 1 Tack shooter. And yeah, so let's start. Let's see the Tack shooter in action. Let's see how it works. See the tacks, how they're shot, how it works. So as you see, from every one of these little hats, the tacks are gonna get shot. But as you see, I can't choose here the preference. So the first balloon, or the strongest, or the last one, because the Tack shooter is gonna always shoot the same, in the same way. And the only thing you can change is like the tack speed, and the activated ability when you have the chance to use it. So it's a tower, one of those towers where you have to place it very carefully, because it's gonna attack the balloons every time in the same way. So for example, if you place tacks like this, okay, imagine balloons are coming out, you know, you could have problems, because some tacks, as you see, all the tacks from this right side right now, even if they're shot, they're not hitting anything, because they're not like moving and going towards the balloons. So yeah, that's one thing you have to remember about this. And also remember that tack shooters are best when are in combination with other tack shooters. So yeah, and don't place them alone, but try to combine them with other tack shooters, and in that way you can have like a corner of tack shooters. And yeah, so I got the attack speed from both of these attack shooters, and as you see there, it's okay, you know. Let's see the range increase. That's the first upgrade, and that's the second one. So as you see, from a 0 range increase to a 0.2 range increase, so the maximum range that you can get from it, it's not so bigger, you know. Yeah, it's a bit bigger, but it's not so bigger. So even with the range increase, still the tack shooters can't be placed in many other spots. Like maybe with the range increase, maybe it's better to place a tack shooter maybe like here, so you can cover a bigger area. But other than that, it's just the same. So so yeah, let's get now for one tack shooter here, the 2-2 upgrade. So now shooting even faster. As you see, the tacks, the direction is always the same. The tacks can reach, if you're seeing here the gray area, that is the range. The tacks can reach a bit the outside of the range, so the tacks go a bit further of what the range says, but not a lot, you know. There is not that great difference. And yeah, so I'm gonna just quickly here get another one here, why not? And then I'm gonna get some cash, and I'm gonna start discussing some of the upgrades. So the first upgrade here for the first path says tack spray, so 16 tacks instead of 8. And that really means that as I'm getting this upgrade now, see, I don't know if you can see them, but there are 8 heads have been added to the already existing 8. So now it's a total of 16 heads. So this tack shooter is shooting 16 tacks, every tack in a slightly different direction from the other ones. But of course it's more tacks, so that means that this tower is doing more damage to the balloons. Instead, for what is the blades, it's pretty much like that. As I talked before, is the same stuff. So the blades are shoot like in the same direction of the tacks. The only difference is gonna be that the blades are thicker, so they can pop more balloons, and they're not gonna miss. All right. So next round is gonna be the camo, and this is the big turn down for the tack shooters. As you saw from the tower information and from everything else, these towers don't have the ability to spot camo, and all the upgrades don't give this tower the possibility to spot camo. So you can pop leads with the 4-0 upgrade, you can pop leads, but you can't pop camo. So that's one thing you'll have to remember, because in this way you can't, like for example, I could complete this map in medium with dark monkeys, but I'm not gonna be able to in with Tack shooters because I don't have the ability to spot camo. So yeah, I got here the last upgrade for the first path, the Ring of Fire. So now I should have the ability to pop these lead layers, and as you see, I can. And as you see, the attack for this Ring of Fire is pretty much like an inwards to outwards attack. So the balloons are getting popped when they are passing through these layers of fire. All right. Yeah, the Ring of Fire, the most use of it is gonna be popping lead layers. It shoots a bit faster, I think, than the razor sharp blades, and the range is a bit bigger, but other than that, it's exactly the same. And yeah, right now I'm gonna just play some raw specs here, because I want to show you rounds, harder rounds, and I want to show you the other upgrade for the tower. So let's get, here we go, the last upgrade, and that is gonna be the activated ability, and I'm gonna show you how the activated ability works, and then I'm gonna discuss it. So let's start this round, let's go slow, and let's activate the ability. So as you see, it's like a 2 spiral of blades coming out from the center of the Tack shooter from where you are activating the ability, right? And it's going like outwards in 2 different directions because it's 2 spirals, and therefore all the blades are gonna be all grouped up and all close to each other in the beginning, and then they're gonna start spreading out. So you wanna use this activated ability when the balloons that you wanna pop with the active are most close to the Tack shooter where you have the activated ability. You don't want to use this activated ability when the balloons are really far away, because you're not going to be doing any damage at all with the active. So that's one thing you have to remember about this active. And also, if you're using other Tack shooters actives, so 2-4 Tack shooters, it's better to place them close to each other, because many times you don't know which Tack shooter is gonna be the one that you're using the activated ability. Even if you click on it, you can use the specific Tack shooter ability, but if you're using it from like where I'm using it now, let's just pop these white balloons. If you're using it from the main screen, you're not gonna be able to see which of the Tack shooter abilities you're using. So I recommend, also because they are pretty strong when you can use more than one ability one after the other one. I recommend to use them close to each other, so like I've placed them in this way. And I'm gonna show you here for the let's place another one, why not? For the ceramics in this round 40, you're gonna be seeing how great and strong this ability is. See, just like that, just one active, and I could pop all the 4 ceramics. And the cool thing about this activated ability is also that the cooldown is very low. So you can spam this ability as soon as you can, especially if you get more than 1, 2, 4 tack shooter. Like for example, in this case, I'm getting 3. So whenever I need to, I can just spam the... Okay, let's just pop a bit of these balloons here. I don't have cash. But let's hope not to lose. Okay, I'm not losing. Alright. I just want to show you the mob. So, yeah. Because, for example, if you see, if I'm using the ability here, now when the balloons are far, as you see, I didn't get the result as I got it earlier. Because of the fact that the ability works better when the balloons are the closest possible to the tack shooter from where you're using the activated ability. So yeah, remember that, guys. And yeah, so mainly you're gonna be using Ring of Fire to like spot to pop lead, you know, like in this case. But most likely you're gonna be using 2-4 tack shooters because it's the most powerful, one of the most powerful actives in terms of cooldown, damage, and effectiveness. So just use a Ring of Fire to pop leads, and but other than that, just spam 2-4 tack shooters and you're gonna be good. So here we go, I got 4 now, so I'm ready for this mob round, and I'm gonna show you here because it's pretty much incredible how damage tack shooters can do to a mob. Like I used 3 actives and I could pop all the mob with all the, you know, with all the ceramics inside. And yeah, so with these camo pinks, I give my farewell. Hope you guys could enjoy this guide about the tack shooters. You can understand better the mechanics of the upgrades, the paths, where and where not to use them. And yeah, see ya, bye bye.